have resumed
live
on
special
the, main runways
Simon
at Heathrow, the two runways.
Cole, Transport
Those are going to
Advisor
be initially
interview,
aircraft being
UK
brought back
25
from places like
Heathrow
Gatwick, Manchester,
Airport.
Glasgow into
Flights
Heathrow,
cancelled.
so that
Major
they can
disruption.
then operate long-haul services tonight. And the surprising news, given that we were absolutely assured
this video's called Live.
would be closed until
Special
midnight,
interview with Simon
we have
Cole,
8 British
Transport.
Airways flights which will be departing tonight. Now, it's absolutely critical
Traveller.
that only people who are booked on those go to the airport, to Terminal 5. But let me tell
Major
you what they are.
Heathrow
We've got,
Airport
both
disruption.
flights to Johannesburg, both flights to Cape Town,
25.
a flight to Riyadh, Buenos Aires, very long haul flight that one, and then 2 flights to Singapore, one of which is continuing to Sydney. So that's going to move a few thousand people out of Heathrow, and it will also mean that those aircraft are in position tomorrow to bring people back. So that's the good news.
Yes.
Unfortunately, when Heathrow said they were going to have a full operation tomorrow, there's absolutely no way that will happen. Because
No chance.
British Airways has cancelled flights, Virgin Atlantic have cancelled flights. They just can't get all their operations back.
The question is, was it a terrorist attack or was it an accident or was it deliberate? That's the question. This has been exposed now. Terrorists will think about doing it. Maybe a weak point at the airport. They're powering it and electricity mode.
Empty planes as they get them in the right place. You're nodding, so I assume that that's a correct summary. Once they get going, though, and all those people...
There's a guy does on YouTube, have a look in, he does the Heathrow Airport, planes landing and taking off all day.
Okay, so
He's out of the job today.
Cash
No joke.
compensation, that's the hundreds of pounds that passengers are paid when the airline cancels a flight because it's their fault or delays heavily a flight. Forget about that. That's one part of the air passenger rights rules. The other part is the duty of care. Now, if you are a passenger on British Airways, on Virgin Atlantic, doesn't matter where you are in the world, the airline has to get you to your destination as soon as it can. And also, if you're booking any other airline from Heathrow, then that obligation also applies.
21st of March, Friday afternoon, guys, 20:05, and it's 17:22 p.m. digital. In our lot, it's 22 minutes past 5 p.m.
into Heathrow. So that's a tricky problem for a lot of people. They're very unbalanced, the air passenger rights rules. Having said that it's necessary for people to be taken to their destination as soon as quick as they can, all those flights which resume tomorrow are already very heavily booked, and therefore passengers who've had their flights cancelled today, and we're talking well over 200,000 people, are going to be scrabbling around for the few remaining seats. So I'm afraid we won't get everybody where they need to be. I would say
for days and days.
So it is going to take days, isn't it, to get everything in the right place and to get fully back to normal. I suppose what this episode really underlines is obviously how robust our...
Meet Simon H. Evans on YouTube.
It also shows
there's
very little slack in the system
Simon.
in the UK, because
Travel
initially
man,
some of the flights
Simon
were sent
Cole.
to Gatwick, but
He's
very
talking
quickly
right
they
now.
reached capacity, and then you were seeing flights go to all sorts of places, Amsterdam and other European...
Yeah, the foggy weather last year, now this has happened.
And that's simply
Terrible.
because, well, you would normally in a city, well, London is the world capital of aviation, and far more people fly in and out of London than any other.
So why haven't they got a backup generator for the airport?
Different airports, and the two main ones, London Heathrow is that's the busiest 2 runway.
Well, why isn't power getting to? Why don't they find a way to electricity for it?
Runway airport in the world, and that means that there's simply, as you say exactly, no slack in the system, and that's why you had diversions initially to places like Manchester,
Glasgow,
to here in Glasgow, but then pretty soon after that, Iceland,
other countries
in the west of Ireland, Amsterdam, Lyon in France, Frankfurt,
terrible.
You name it. You'll probably spot a British Airways jet there.
Terrible.
Simon, I've got about a minute and a half of this section of the
Put
programme.
thumbs up right side screen, please.
At this stage, what do you think are the likely cost implications for the airlines themselves?
Dearly expensive.
Well, let's just do a very simple sum.
Tax-wise, on all that, not a lot of money.
Let's say conservatively,
It's going to cost a lot of money.
They were paying £400 each. I make that £100 million in revenue.
Wow.
May well have just left the airline system. Add to that the costs of customer care, finding all those hotel rooms, buying seats on other airlines.
It's got to add up.
It's going to have an implication as well. And the airlines are absolutely furious about this. Whenever there is large-scale disruption, even though it's not their fault, they are the ones who carry the financial can. And I imagine there would be some really quite robust discussions between the airlines and Heathrow, and between Heathrow and the power companies.
They're probably very angry.
Thanks very much. We'll be back to you
Simon
in the
Cole,
next
trouble.
while, but at this stage
Trouble.
we are going to say goodbye
Advisor.
to international viewers. We'll return to Simon for viewers
Yep,
here.
that
in
video.
the
This
UK
video's called Live,
in a moment
special
or two.
travel advisor
And
interview
also
with
only one
Simon
line
Cole.
that's being reported by the Reuters news agency.
Heathrow,
The Israeli military
major
saying
destruction.
it has killed the head of Hamas's military intelligence in southern Gaza. So more on
UK
that
25.
here on BBC
Sounds
News
like right
over
on
the
screen.
next
He's
little
scratching
while.
on
You're
Sign
watching
Jabbers.
today's
It's really going on today.